Hi, and welcome to Coach Jude at Wrangle. This is part 3 of my series on letting go of unhelpful habits that may be hampering your weight loss. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about actually getting started and putting your plans into action. I'll talk about what to expect, not just during those first few days when often your motivation can be quite high, but also how to keep going when you have a bad day or you're challenged in some way and it all starts to get a bit overwhelming. So that you not only start strong, but you finish strong as well. If you've followed my previous episodes on letting go of an unhelpful habit, you'll be well set up for today's move to taking action. But if you want some more general help, perhaps because you've just started your weight loss journey, or maybe you've stalled, check out the link in the description to my free comprehensive guide to kickstarting your weight loss. So this is the stage when I yell, camera, lights, action, and you actually start putting your plans into place. Now, at this stage, your motivation is likely to be pretty high. You've given this a lot of thought. You know why you want to let go of this unhelpful habit. The benefits you get from letting it go is essentially your goal. Plus, you've got plans for how you're actually going to do it. The only thing that's missing is monitoring your progress. Why is this important? Well, because getting feedback on whether your plans are moving you in the right direction or not is vital to keep those motivation levels up into the stratosphere. And also equally important is recognising as soon as possible if something isn't working. So you can adjust your plans and keep moving forward instead of wasting your precious time doing something that really is ineffective. That just causes frustration and is likely to lead you to throw in the towel. Not convinced? Let me tell you a little story. I've been running for more than 9 years, but for the last 5 or 6, I haven't had any real goal or focus. I've been going out 2 or 3 times a week, doing about 5 to 6k, but if I'm honest, I've been going backwards, getting slower and generally sticking with the easier runs. Then I decided to sign up to do a 10k, which became my goal. And I also invested in the Runkeeper app. The app provides me with a training plan. So when I go out, it tells me what distance to run and my target pace. This means I don't have a conversation with myself about what I should do today, because whenever this happens, I always opt for the easier run. During my run, every half kilometre, the app tells me what my pace is, so I can adjust it if need be. This is the bit that I love, as it really motivates me when the little voice says, for example, "You're 30 seconds ahead of your target pace." Invariably, this makes me run faster. I can also compare each of my runs and really monitor my progress. Now, I didn't expect that any of this would have a great impact, but seeing this progress really boosted my mood, and it made me realise just exactly how much I could achieve, especially as I'm a bit of an old tart. So what can you take from this to help you let go of your unhelpful habit? Well, first off, what can you measure or monitor that tells you that the benefits you want are being achieved? For example, letting go of my evening snack, I could measure the quantity and quality of my sleep via my Fitbit. In addition, I could monitor my resting heart rate. Typically, this increases if I eat late, particularly if what I eat is high in sugar, although it will go up for other reasons, like I have an infection or I'm feeling ill. I could, of course, monitor my weight. While the goal of letting go of this habit is maintaining my weight easier, what does this mean? Well, ideally my weight would fluctuate no more than plus or minus 4 pounds from my goal weight, so I could monitor that too. So what benefits are you expecting from changing your habits? How can you measure them? What could you count as success for you? The other important aspect of my running story is that the behaviour and the feedback were immediate. I didn't have to wait until the next day or the end of the week. I ran and either hit my target or I didn't. And if I didn't, I could adjust things immediately. I've often wondered whether I would eat differently if I had a little voice in my ear that told me at regular intervals, you are burning fat or you are storing fat. I'm sure someone will invent such a device in the not too distant future. In fact, all they would really need to do is monitor your insulin levels to get a pretty accurate idea, or just use a continuous glucose monitor. Now there's an idea. Anyway, what immediate feedback would help you? How can you make your progress instantly visible? Now it can be tough to come up with something suitable, but a default option is just to use a chart. I'd suggest a monthly one and mark it up every day. The key though to this being a tool to motivate is not to abandon it if you have a hiccup. As James Clear says in his book Atomic Habits, the problem is not slipping up. The problem is thinking that if you can't do something perfectly, then you shouldn't do it at all. Nor is it a reason to give yourself a hard time. A hiccup is about figuring out what went wrong and what you could do differently next time. It's an opportunity to learn and get back on track, and that's it. The other advantage of having a visible record of your progress is creating an unbroken chain. Helps you stick to your guns when the going gets a bit tough. It helps provide just a little bit more momentum. Now, another tip to give your motivation a nudge in the right direction is to set up some sort of incentive or reward to keep you on the straight and narrow. There's been quite a lot of research into this, and rather than rewarding yourself as you go along, say you put £1 in a jar for every successful day and maybe a bonus £5 for every successful week, it's much better to penalise yourself if you go off track. So, for example, for me, I'm thinking of awarding myself £50, which I will get at the end of 30 days. My husband will hang on to the money until the end of this time, but he will deduct £5 every time I have an evening snack. The reason that this works so well is because in general we hate to lose something that we've had, and this is far more powerful than gaining something as we go along. What we've never had, we don't miss. This type of arrangement is called a commitment contract. It helps in two ways, by tapping into our natural aversion to loss, and also by creating an accountability buddy. Knowing that someone is watching you or to whom you have to report is incredibly powerful. There are even organisations like Stick that help you set up a commitment contract in much the same way. To help you stay motivated, any lost money is donated to a charity that you really do not support. There's nothing like realising you're supporting the enemy to help you stay on track. When you're trying to let go of an unhelpful habit, you're trading a current benefit or a present benefit for a future benefit. As a rule, we tend to value a current benefit more. The old adage, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush mentality. Now, this makes a lot of sense, but in this instance, you want to put your efforts into obtaining the future benefit. One of the best ways to do this is to make it feel real now. And you can do this by envisaging exactly what it will feel like. Or even better, you can write a letter from your future self to your current self, congratulating you on your amazing achievement and emphasising all the benefits that your future self now has. Envisage the world where your habit is completely AWOL and you're much happier, relaxed, and basically in a much better place. Now, read this letter every day. In fact, make it a new habit that you do this instead of indulging in your old behaviour. It can be really powerful because the brain can't tell the difference between what you imagine and what actually is. Athletes use a similar technique to help them win a race or a match by replaying the event over and over again in their mind. So here we are at the start line of letting go of that unhelpful habit. You have all your superpowers in place and you don't need to wear your underwear on the outside to prove it. In short, you have your goal and the benefits you want to achieve. You have a plan of how to let go of your habit. You have a monitoring system in place so that you can get regular feedback on your progress. You've made sure that you can see and record your progress, and you have a commitment contract in place along with an accountability partner. You can envisage and really experience the place you're wanting to get to. So what are you waiting for? I'll see you at the finishing line, shouting and cheering you on. And if you need something a bit quieter or more ideas beyond kicking habits, maybe because you're just starting out on your weight loss journey, or perhaps you've stalled, check out the link in the description to my free comprehensive guide to kickstarting your weight loss. And on that thought, I'll leave you. As always, I thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like this episode if you found it useful, subscribe if you want to learn more, and do share your progress, your triumphs and your insights with me. All the best. Until next time. Bye.